Hey guys, you're watching the one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. So glad that you enjoyed the first episode. Today, I want to get this intersection done, the main intersection in and out of this little town, so then we can start thinking about power supplies, water supplies, sewage supplies, fire stations, all those kind of important things that the city needs before we can start putting down houses and stuff. Otherwise they just complain, don't they? They just get all whiny. Now what we want to do is I researched into my local town as well, because as I said last episode, I never go in that direction, and I now know exactly where the junctions are to go in that direction. It's really weird. Like that way is nothing for me. There's like just goes on forever. There's just no towns or anything that way. And we're going to leave this section for the moment. I've got this in my head now. I know what's going on here. This is mostly in this whole area, in like a giant industrial estate with a lot of warehouses and stuff like that. I'm going to join this railway up to this rail line, and we're going to have our own little, I don't know if I want to have a cargo train line or a passenger train line. I don't know which one I want to do yet. Maybe, seeing as though it's by the industrial estate, we should really put an industrial one in there. But who knows? Who knows? Let's take out this line here as well. We can take it out for quite a distance as well. We'll join it back up. Obviously, it's not an exact replica of my local town. We're going to have aspects of my local town, but then sort of build it into the existing highways, because I sort of like the locations. What is going on here? Oh, check that out. There's like a pre-made like train junction thing going on there. It looks a little bit sharp on the angles, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever been on a train. How weird is that? So I don't know like how sharp they should be. I always think that train junctions should be pretty long and smooth though, and not sharp. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, and this actually splits off into two lanes somewhere around here. Somewhere we have that lane there. We have a road that comes up here to the industrial estate, and it is around about here that we now split off into two lanes instead. So we're going to go about that distance. Seems to be about right. Yeah, it sort of splits up the roads a little bit here. And we want to have a single lane that comes in here, because can you believe it or not, there's actually another supermarket here. 3 supermarkets within like a few feet of each other. It's really crazy. But there's also another road that goes very, very close to this one. Can I go closer than that? Yeah, like this. And this is actually where the recycling centre for my local town is. It's like quite a strange location. If I can get this to arch in line with the railway, yes, look at that. And then they come up together. The recycling centre is about here, and on this side we have it stays on about that side. On this side we have this junction that comes off. I don't want it to be, I want it to come off quite square, but I want to stay out of the way of that railway. Where does that railway go? You know what? I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to have it like this, because there's a McDonald's here, and McDonald's is pretty damn important to have, right? So this is where the McDonald's is, and we'll have an entrance onto this. There is a road that comes off this way to a housing estate, and the way out is usually here. And then this continues on. We'll do a little bit of a curve so it's not all straight lines. That way to a small housing estate over there. This, what is that? Oh, that's a lorry there. That was on the road. Yeah, all the cars are still there. We want to have the third supermarket here, and then a road that goes up. It's not a big road. It's a relatively small road that comes up here. And it goes up a really long way straight, and then it sort of curves in a little bit where my local car garage is. But this is also where it now splits off for the intersection now. We want this one, we want one on the left that loops around to this way, and we want one on the right that loops around onto that way. We've got the on and off for the left side of the road, we just need the on and off for this side of the road now. Let's start off up here, and we're going to have to reverse it anyway, so we're going to have like that. Then we're going to move this to be nice and tight in here. Hello, that is probably not a good start. We'll move that up there. Imagine that. Everyone squeeze in really quickly. Let's move it back out again. There we go now. Perfect. Nice and smooth. This is the on-ramp. I've obviously just got it in the wrong direction at the moment. And we need this to loop around now. Let's get a curve going. And drop it down nice and smoothly. This is one of my favourite corners, though, in real life. Because you can accelerate up here pretty quickly. And, hello, look at that cross. You can accelerate up here pretty quickly. And just have a lot of fun with it. Why is that going so weird? Look at that. Okay, that's better. There. And there. So it's a nice on and off for this part. Let's reverse the direction of that. That one. That one. That one. And that. Space already occupied. I want to reverse it. Why won't you let me reverse it? It's already in there. Okay, I'll have to do it the proper way then. We'll have to go in like that. And then move it in. Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so that works. How are we looking as far as, like, angles are concerned? That's about right. Although that looks quite steep, this is a really steep road to get onto. And then we have another road that lays perpendicular with this one. So we want it down on the ground. And this one comes in and joins up down there. I think we should really start with that to get us going. I can always move the junctions closer together, fortunately. But we'll get this to be roughly the same height. Look. That looks about right. And then we just want the same sort of curve, but going in the other direction. So we want something like this. Get it up to about the right height. That's a little bit tall, but I can drop that down. Something like that. Drop that down by like a few little ticks. Perfect, look at that. And then we join this up. Now we want this one to join up in this direction. Otherwise we might have that problem again that we can't reverse it for whatever reason. And we want to drop that in. Drop that in. Try and get it nice and smooth, you see. Have that one. Nope, like this. I got my autosave on every like 5 minutes or so. It's probably a lot more often than I actually need. But the thing is, I'm gonna join these up. The thing is that mods can be very, what would be the word? Dodgy. Dodgy is probably just a good word for it. I'm going to move this junction out and make a little bit of a sort of triangle here. I think that looks pretty smart. They can be a little bit dodgy sometimes, unpredictable. Sometimes the mods will work fine. Sometimes they might break something that you didn't really see coming. But that looks about right. Look at that. That looks really neat. So we can now get on and off of this highway. Now we can start thinking about power and recycling and stuff like that. Let's get this recycling plant down first, seeing as though we definitely know the location for this. We're going to have a road that comes out about here, and this is where our recycling plant's going to go. Ooh, that's not the right road. We want just a normal road. That's a slip road. So it's a way in and a way out. Ooh, traffic lights, traffic lights. There are traffic lights there in real life. I'll leave it as traffic lights because that's what it is like in real life. But we might remove those traffic lights in the city skylines. Traffic lights really aren't the greatest thing in the world. Incineration plant. We want recycling plant. Education, transport. I'm sure there's a recycling plant, right? If not, we'll just put the incinerators there. Oops. Recyc. There's a recycling bin. I thought there was a recycling plant. Obviously not. Or maybe it was a mod that I used to have. We can use an incineration plant here. Now, what I'm going to do in this town really isn't going to make sense in terms of city skylines. Style of doing things. You know, you usually put like incineration plants and stuff like that way out of the way of towns and stuff like that. In real life, That's not always the case. In fact, there's 2 incineration plants near me, and both of them are like directly next to houses. It's not the most preferable thing, I don't think, for most people, but it's just how things work. I'm going to have 2. I'm going to have one here. I'm then going to have a little road that comes off here. Look at that, nice and close to this. And I'm going to put another one down, but at a 90-degree angle, so it looks a little bit different. How big are these? We'll have one of those down as well. We'll have that one there. And I can put these inside each other if I wanted to, but I think that looks pretty neat, right? Landfill, some incineration plants. That's actually going to like take care of our city for quite some time. But we've got a lot of props that we want to sort of really incorporate into this kind of thing. We need car parks for the bin lorries, things like that. So park, and we want nothing too crazy big. We can make our own individual ones if we wanted to. What are these? Scooter parked, random street, no parked. See, some of these have pictures and some of them don't, which isn't really that helpful to us. I don't think I need a 48 car parking lot. I think that's a bit too much. And I don't need a multi-story car park. But this one, absolutely perfect. So we can have a couple of these ones in, like that. I mean, having benches and stuff like that isn't probably the smartest, but it'll work. I don't like that one there. But with the move it tool, well, that's probably a bad idea, isn't it, to move them like that? Yeah, you don't really want to move them like that. I think the move it tool is great, but I don't think if you move it away from a road, although it allows you to move it away from the road, I don't think it'll actually function, which is a little bit of a shame. Now, do we have... What if I type in waste? We can just see if anything comes up. Nothing comes up there. Garbage. Garbage can. Bin. Porter cabin. Oh, yes, porter cabin. Definitely. There's like a little hut in here. But definitely having some porter cabins around the place. And just some general like junk would be great. If we can turn this... We'll have like 3 of these in. Leave some space in between so people can walk in between it. We're going to want to fence this entire area in, but there's no point fencing it in until we really know exactly what size it's going to be. Let me go through some of our options here, and if I find anything, I shall let you know. Okay, so I've put together some miscellaneous stuff that I think will work really well. I just put them in like this zone for the moment, and we'll move them into where we want in just a second. But then there's this tab right here, the industrial tab, which obviously has sort of everything that would work around this area. Now, what we're not doing is making a industrial estate, so I don't want containers and crates and things like that. It's meant to be waste disposal, so we want machinery and that kind of thing. We don't need pipes and all that sort of stuff, so I think we definitely want that. What is this? A small shed? We'll have a few small sheds. I just like putting them down. Ooh, look at that. Industrial gate. Yes. Just putting these sort of down here so that I can easily just pick things up and move them where I want. Barrels and crates, I really don't think. I think this is what we're going to use, and I grabbed some concrete here just to make it look a little bit different. So do I want a road that goes around the back of this? I'm sure we could probably do that. I'm going to have to do something like sneaky, like putting the road out here for the moment so that I can get the road coming down here. Yeah, be a little bit finicky, can't it, sometimes? We don't want this to be like too huge or anything like that. I'm going to come down here, down there, and there. And then I want something like this. And I think that should be pretty good, right? Maybe I could make this one a little bit larger and have it more like that. I think that should be pretty good, right? That should work pretty well. So we want to have this concrete. I could have it more sort of in the center, if you like. We definitely don't want these trees in the middle. I can always put trees down afterwards. Whoops. Concrete. Oh, pile. Would pile be better? Yeah, okay. Cement. What is that? Pile of cement powder. That's not a pile of cement. Ah, I didn't click it, that's why. There we go, pile of cement powder. If I put a couple of these down, I think it looks like trash though, as well as just sort of cement. Stop hitting the favourite. We'll have some darker ones in here. And some sand. I think that just looks pretty smart, right? Like that. Then we want a nice crane in here. I want to get this crane so it actually sits over this. Or should we have it like... I could have it going in the middle of this. And that one. Yeah, that looks pretty smart, right? And then have it sort of like that. That looks really, really cool. We want some lorries and some car parking spots and stuff like that. Let's get an excavator in here. And we'll have this guy right at the edge. And there's another one. A forklift. Don't think I need a forklift. I got it because I thought, maybe. But I don't think that'll actually be a good decision. We want a couple of these guys. I'm going to put that at more of an angle. I want a fence that surrounds this area, so I'll put this about here. And then I can copy it. I just want like 2 of them in. Oh, they change colour when you place them down. A lot of items do that. We want a gate to block up a route. Oh, this only works... Like, we'll need another one facing the other direction and then have, like, the poles in the middle. That's fine. That works. So we'll have a gate here. Copy it. Flip around. And stick that right there. This is obviously where the fence is going to continue on, but we're just going to leave the gates open because obviously cars are going to be driving through this. If we shut the gate, it's likely we're going to be in trouble. But what we'll do is we'll put down a barrier. What way would this shut? Like, can you like get off that? I think that's good. Now this is sort of like a railway. There we go. I see the red bit now. Boom. Shift it over to get it a little bit more centered. Bring it back a little bit. Perfect, right? It just works really well on this kind of industrial thing. You don't want like random people just coming in here. And I think what we'll do is we'll grab a porter cabin and copy that out the front as someone to control it. Is there a window on this side? There is. Perfect. Look. Boom. So there's just someone who can control the gates and everything like that from here. What else have we got in our collection of goodies? We've got some lorries. I think these look a little bit more sort of scrappy and stuff. So I want to have these in this sort of side. I think I want them around facing that way. I'm sure we can get like any color we want through some of these props, but I've just got sort of 3 colors that I just selected. 2. This one's an orange one. It's a little bit shorter than the other ones, which is nice actually. 3 and an empty one. 4. Some portable toilets. Yes, 100% needs to be in any location like this. I'm going to put them... Can I make a dirt track that goes up there? I could if I moved everything over a little bit, because otherwise we're going to be in the middle of this junction, aren't we? Like a little dirt road, and then move these back. Obviously dirt roads make a lot of sense in this kind of area. We'll have some portaloos on the other side. They don't need to be straight. Yeah, 100%. Okay, let's get that little path that goes in a little bit further. Something like this. Oh, we can go so it goes straight into like that, because we can obviously go through all kinds of different objects. It'd be nice to maybe have something like that too, but they're just sort of blocked off. I'm just trying to think of like neat little things that we can sort of add to this. That looks pretty cool. Anything else? We've got a bunch of bins, Jersey barriers. I don't think we need any of this. I don't think you need actual like bins here, do you? That doesn't make sense. And the crates don't make a lot of sense either. The Jersey barriers I picked up because they're going to be really handy. Jersey barrier. If we use the prop line tool, we can actually make a bunch of these. Now what we can also do... Oops. What we can also do with this is hit this little button. Can you... Trash... This is like a glitch that I've noticed. Like, if you have it, like, there, you then have to, like, type something in to get it back again. Otherwise, it just stays up there forever and drives you insane. We can increase the spacing. So if we go 5 meters between each one, Oops. I can do it. I know how to do it. 5. Enter. There we go. We now get some bigger gaps. So we want... That's obviously not the button to do. You don't hit escape there. 4. And then they're not touching, but they've got a little bit of distance between them. And we want to get... You... Why won't you let me place it there? Disable. There we go. Boom. Have some Jersey berries around here. I want to have them coming around the corner. A little bit further than that. See, it just looks so neat. That kind of thing looks great. I want to have some over here. And some over here. These are like... you have these everywhere, don't you, in these kind of places. We'll just have 3 on that side. We want to fence that bit in. I think I'm going to take out this road. I don't think I've got the props to fill that space out, but I do have the props to sort of fill this space out a little bit better. We can get a little bit of a car park in here for the workers. Will the car park go... Oops, will the car park go onto dirt tracks? I don't know. Maybe they will. They do. Sweet. Some trees in there. We've got a little bit of worker space in there then. Let's get a fence to go round the place. Fence. We want the nice tall, yeah, like this one. Industrial fence. Exactly right. We want on fence mode. We want, it says 7 meters would be the right length. And it's right. So we want this to come down here. Up here. I want to keep like an even distance. Along here. And then we're going to come out around those car parking spots. How easy is this? If you'd done this with like the... like without this prop tool, you would be there forever. No joke. Now, it's not quite exactly... it's not quite exact. That's a real shame. Hang on. If I... What I'll do is I'll do it the other way. And we'll go from here out to there. And then join them up to there. And that's about right. There's a little bit of an overhang, but nothing that's really going to bother me forever. Now, we want some smaller fences, some lower fences around these areas. I'm thinking more like wooden fence to sort of hold things in. What have we got here? Garden fence. That's sort of a lighter one. That's more of a darker one. That's more of an acacia one. I sort of like the oaky look for it. And we want to have something like that. I want a dirt road that looks like it leads into here. Yeah. And then we'll have the oaky one again. That's not the oaky one. That's the oaky one. Oh, the oaky pokey. And then down this one. Put a little bit of an angle on that one. Out here. Yeah, that one's good. Out there. Now that's looking smart, right? We've got some real stuff going on here. We want to get some trees just to sort of fill out some areas. Maybe a couple of more. Could I fit one of those in here? Doesn't look like it. I could fit another crane though. Let's have another crane. We'll have another crane in over here. Something like that. And some extra diggers and stuff. Now, unfortunately, I can't... There isn't, like, bin truck props. Or at least I don't have bin truck props. Because otherwise I would sort of put some of those around the area. But we'll see these coming in and out when the game actually starts playing anyway. And we'll put a couple of these on the other side. Like this. To finish off, I do have concrete. But you guys are not going to like this. Like how I have to do this. It's only 1x1 concrete. Now there is a mod that is like a world painter that allows you to paint concrete on. However, it's very buggy. When you log off the world and log back onto the world, there's like a 50% chance that everything that you've painted has disappeared. Using props is going to help a lot more. We can actually paint down this concrete. Now, although this looks a little tedious, and I will admit it sort of is, there is a way that we can sort of speed this up. If I done something like a 4x4, try and get this to be a little bit squarer. Delete that one. There we go, like a little 4x4 here, and then I select all 4. I don't want the excavator. Can I unselect the excavator? It doesn't look like I can. I just want that one, that one. Alright, we'll do 2 then. Copy. Plunk. Copy. Plunk. And it just allows us to have some concrete in some places. Obviously, it does put a little bit more stress than it otherwise would on your computer, because you've got like a few assets there that don't necessarily need to be there. I can get the little painter tool. Oh no, I don't have the little painter tool. There is like a mod that allows you to paint, but like, yeah, I thought you could just normally paint like dirt anyway, but obviously not. I don't think I've got any more dirt pile. They don't even work. Sand. Just want something maybe underneath here. Sand pit, sand small. We don't want sand pits, do we? There we go. Oh, maybe it did work. Dirt. Yeah, okay, we can add some of these in. Certainly. So sort of flatter ones. If I can just get it so the grass isn't as visible, I'll be really happy. You know, get this yellowy sand sort of dropping into this a little bit, and that should be good. And there's like a bigger pile of stuff here. Now that is looking like a landfill. I want to take away these 2 trees that are sort of inhibiting our fence, and I want to put a line of trees down here as a protection against noise pollution, and I think just general pollution as well. So we shall hit the tree button. The tree button here. I could do it in a prop line. Do I like these trees? These trees are alright. Those trees are alright. Those trees are the nicest so far. Those are a little bit bright. Those are a little bit weird. Those aren't very British. Those are really nice. Okay, and I want to start it a little bit further back this way. Sweet. I want some smaller trees. Some lower ones, like some little bushes to go. A little bit too perfect. Yeah, like that. Oops, just adds a little bit of sort of noise pollution protection. That's looking really cool, right? I mean, look at this place. Maybe I should have flattened the ground out first. But it's realistic. Everything isn't just flat like it is on Minecraft for our super flat worlds. There is a lot of sort of terrain changes. I think I like this. I think I really, really like that. So we've got waste disposal sorted, and that should cover us for a pretty long time in the world. By the time that we need more waste disposal, we'll be able to build another one somewhere else on the world. I need to get this train track to be able to fit in as well, so we're going to have to remove this. Get this railway to... Look how smoothly that fits in there. I should always remember to turn off prop anarchy when I'm building roads and stuff like that. Otherwise the trees actually stay there. And let's, while we're here, join this up with a nice smooth corner to this train track over here, so it all fits in. Now the way that train tracks have junctions is they make a triangle. So we have something like that, and something... I want you to go... That's better. Like that, and then I can move them myself. Make it a little bit more smoother. That's better, right? All the train tracks still work. Sometimes with train tracks, if you do them a little bit weird, they can actually disconnect, and it's not a good thing. So we want something like that, something like that. Nice and smooth. They can now come in, they can go out, they can go straight on. Any direction is covered when you do a T like that. For the moment, this direction, it doesn't go anywhere, but this is going to eventually go to a station. It's not going to join up to another track. It's going to stay with the station. So we need to now go over this road here. I love how you can go over the roads like that. And I'm going to go a little bit further. And I'm going to leave it about there. And that's where we're going to have our train station. Can we get one of those in? Have we got one that sort of looks decent? Train station, that's a tourist one, like a public one. Cargo one. City station is more like smaller, you know, you can fit more in there. That's like a huge one. It's like a very basic cargo one. A larger cargo one. And a cargo one that splits off. I actually like the look of that. Must be placed roadside. Oh, must it? Do you really? P. You really do. You really want me to place a road down first? Okay, I sort of like the idea of having like a relative, not a large, but like a relatively decent sized cargo port here. So we need to have a road in first, apparently, in order for it to place onto. Oh, I want you facing the other. Why would you even face that way? Why would you be so awkward like that? That's better. And I could just like move that train track out to look a little bit nicer if this doesn't connect up in a way that I feel. Yeah, you know what? That doesn't look too bad. I like the sort of curve in there. So we've got a little train station in here, but I'd really like to have that larger one. I really like the look of. Let's try the road here. That might not be far enough out or anything, but I really like this one. Oh, look at that. Boom. In like that. Join the train track up like this. Yeah, so we've got like 3 different lines. Larger one and sort of smaller one out here. Let's have... I don't want the road to... Man, that is not straight. It's not too far off. We should be okay. I don't want to go over the track anymore, so we're going to have these roads joined together out the back here. Can I get it to go down the back there? Yeah, perfect. Look at that. That one. And that one away. I think that looks a lot neater. I'm going to put a road in here. This is where I want it to cut off. Like that. I think that looks pretty neat. Just as a placeholder. Obviously, we need to dress it up a lot more than that, but we're just thinking placeholder for the moment. And then let's just continue on a little bit further down in this direction. We want to stick with the 2-lane for a small time. We then have a bunch of small shops found on this left side, about here. Home base, pets at home, those kind of shops over there. We then go back down to a single lane road. Up to a mini roundabout. Can I fit? How small can we do a roundabout? Can we do 2 by 2 units? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Oh, we can. And then make it a one-way road. Yeah, perfect. That's a great little mini roundabout. I should really do that over here as well. One-way road. We might as well start off how we want to end. Oh, go on. I saw 2. I saw 2. Take the snap off. No, you need the snap on. I see. Alright, we'll do 3 then. Oh, that's because I wasn't on curve, maybe. Curved. Yeah, 2. 2. 2. Man, it's pretty tight, isn't it? 2. 2. Go on, 2. 2. Beautiful. And then this road joins up to here. We can do it wherever it really wants to go, because I can then move it anyway. I can move the junctions. We can have it like that if we wanted. Or I sort of like that angle. I like that a lot. Yeah, okay, so we're getting some mini roundabouts in. They're not programmed exactly how we would want, but it's good enough for me for the moment. We have a road that goes directly this way, and we have a little road that goes this way that I could join up. Look at that, straight into... It's not how it works in my real life town, but that could actually go really nicely if we join up straight to the train track here. Like that. Hey, that's a nice way to get in there. That looks really neat. There's also another small roundabout somewhere here. I think it's got a little bit more distance. Like this. Into another mini roundabout. UK loves roundabouts. I know in the US you don't have quite as many. You usually stick with just intersection junctions, you know, like crossroads and stuff like that. Here in the UK, we're very much a fan of roundabouts for some reason. I don't really know why, because they're a little bit frustrating. And then we have a road that comes out this way, like that. Okay, let's just do a little bit of a roundabout test to make sure that we can do everything that we want to on a small one. We don't want to change the arrows. We want to change them both. You go there and there. You go there. You go there and there. You, click, click. You go there and there. You go there. You go there and there. And you go there. You go there and there. You go there and there. That's going to make a really efficient roundabout now. Work exactly how it would in real life. The arrows are all exactly correct. We want to do the same thing over here. But I think I am out of time for this episode again. We've actually got more done already than I thought we would at this stage. I didn't think that we would be quite this far through. We've got a fair bit of infrastructure set up now. I've got a good idea in my head on how I want certain roads to go from this point onwards. And we've got a really decent little waste disposal section that, like I said, is going to be able to... lane connector. It's going to be able to keep us going for a really long time. It's not going to be a problem. Waste isn't going to be a problem for us for ages now. Okay, so there's those two roundabouts set up nicely. Yeah, I'm really, really pleased. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode.